Hey, what's up, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. So the final mid-season finale of The Walking Dead came out today on AMC Plus, next week on regular TV, and we're going to talk about it. So, spoiler warning, if you guys haven't seen it yet, don't want to be spoiled on it. Just a reminder while we're giving you time to click off, if you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing. You guys crushed my goal of 350, so I'm going to ask if you guys can help me get to 375, and also if you can hit the like button below. So, it was a really, really strong mid-season finale. I don't think it's the best one we've ever gotten, but I think it was strong, especially like just kind of like what it set up at the end. But I think the main takeaway for me from this episode, the thing that kind of like got me kind of like, oh shit, was Maggie openly admitting to Negan that she's starting to trust him. I think that's what I'm gonna talk about the most. Or first is like the whole Maggie scenario. Like, so I think this is really setting up the future. Like, she isn't necessarily forgiving him for what he's done, but she's gonna remember that like him saving Herschel was this kind of like turning point. And he's done a couple good things for her earlier in the season, but this was the thing that stood out the most to her. And like I think even Negan was caught off guard, but like he's like, I basically wasn't let you down, and he was even gonna be willing to go help Maggie fight the Commonwealth, which she's like, no, I need you here to keep these people safe, keep my son safe, and he's like, I will. And like there was the callback to a prior season, I can't recall when, but like, Maggie Ree, you got big balls, and I know he said that to her at some point in the past. I know he has, and like it's just crazy. It's like Maggie's finally seeing this Negan, the Negan that he was always supposed to be, not the Negan that the apocalypse turned him into Savior Negan. And like she feels like this kind of like sense of trust with Annie, and Annie helps. Like Angela Kang was talking about this in the after episode, where like she thinks that maybe like there's like Maggie might think that Annie is helping keep him grounded in a way, and knowing like, and Negan openly admit that he's having a child, which I had seen some things around people saying that he didn't know that yet, but I think unless he found out in that Whisperer bunker, which is where they were all hiding, that he does know. And so like that moment really was kind of like opened my eyes a little bit. And then she's setting up all those traps at the hilltop, and basically we got Daryl, Gabriel, and Aaron. We finally get to see their fight, and like that was really cool but confusing at the same time. I'm not gonna lie, but at the end, like they were able to get the guns, and it's like Aaron got shot and was like just still beasting it. It was a little unrealistic, but hey, we need a show. We need a show. And maybe I should have said this a moment ago. I think the only real thing that this mid-season was missing was one more bigger death, like from our group. There was a big death, and then there was another death of our group, but it wasn't anything massive. And I think maybe that's the only thing it was missing, even though I don't want to see anyone die. It's kind of weird. But yeah, so like Aaron was shot and was just still killing it, which I thought was a little weird. I think Gabriel got shot too, if I remember correctly, but I mean, Aaron's, you could see like the gouge really, really good. So like, but they end up taking that scenario, and Lance is just having a bad day. He's because he doesn't want this to get back to the Commonwealth, to Pamela. But like the crazier it gets, the harder it gets to hide it. And it's just like Lance is in a pile of shit. So like with Daryl able to get away, and they kind of get an idea, like when he get back to Lance's camp, he sees this little thing, and he knows it's Leah's. So at this point, he knows that Lance has gotten Leah to go looking for Maggie, and he's like, shit, we need to split up. And with Leah taking out Marco inside the hilltop after the booby trap, that was like the thing Maggie didn't see coming, was Leah coming. Had no idea about that. So like at this point, she's like, okay, this is going to be crazier than I thought it was going to be. And they end up having like this crazy. There was like this weird thing with the locusts too. I guess like just kind of like just like bad juju about it, disruption of the noise, like just made it harder for them to hear each other and stuff. But like ultimately, Leah, like Maggie gets a shot in on Leah, but then Leah gets the best of Maggie, and instead of Leah just killing her, she wants to make her suffer a little bit. And they end up talking for a moment, just exchanging back and forth, and all of a sudden there's, Maggie breaks out of her restraints, and that fight scene was actually badass. Was actually super badass. Seeing them two go at it was really cool. Um, Leah just about bested Maggie, beat the crap out of her, and no hesitation, Daryl happened to be there, and Angela Kang said it best, like Maggie's like a sister to Daryl, and he still feels like he has a lot to owe Maggie because of the whole like Negan killing Glenn thing. So Daryl, I guess it was like a no-brainer, and she like he gave Leah the chance earlier this season to don't come back around, and she came back around for her vengeance, and he put it down. So now at this point, what's really going to be interesting going into the final part of The Walking Dead is now Alexandria and Hilltop are claimed as outposts by the Commonwealth, and Lance is flipping a coin deciding the fate of Oceanside while they're all rounded up. And that was the big cliffhanger, which and Luke wasn't in that group photo, our group up there, but I did a video earlier this week where talking about how he was busy filming the Harry Potter series, The Secrets of Dumbledore, I think it's called, and then there was another spinoff. I can't recall what it is. I think it was something off The Godfather, a spinoff of The Godfather or something like that. I can't remember. I might be wrong there. But that was like the meat and potatoes, and then we got all this like setup. Like so we got that going on with Lance's big mess, and apparently our communities are being taken over by Lance and his army, which wonder if any of this news is back to Mercer and all that. Like we have kind of been teased in the previous episodes that Mercer is in control of everything of the military. So maybe he doesn't know, and Lance is doing a good job of hiding this up. But at this point, Lance has had to use at least a bunch of soldiers, you would think. So how could this not get back to Pamela or the Commonwealth? But speaking of Pamela, that list basically Max is well. One, I want to start out with this. Max and Eugene need to stay together. Don't kill them. Don't separate them. That's awesome. I ship them. That's so cool. I ship them. Um, but Max ends up taking these documents, and we get this weird scene with Sebastian where I don't know if he was like on drugs or drunk or something, but he was like kind of tweaking like for his mom, but he was just like looking like either completely stressed out or like he was on or drunk or something on something. I don't know. And but it's like I wonder if he's actually suspicious of Max taking those documents or whatever. And like he kind of just plays it off, but he wanted to see his mom or something, but apparently she's too busy to talk to him. I don't know. It looks like there's some kind of like attention from his parents he's not getting that maybe he hasn't gotten his whole life, and maybe that's the way he is. Maybe that's why he acts out to get attention or something. I don't know. We're on to something there, maybe. And yeah, so like they end up having this big meeting. I think it was Rosita, Eugene, Connie, Kelly, Magna, and then Ezekiel joins in on them. They end up printing out this paper with the proof of the things that Sebastian did. And on the title, do I have a picture of it if I can read it? I don't think I have a picture of it. So, but I believe it said Pamela Milton is lying to you. And I think I might have to go back and look and see if there's anything if I get a chance to be able to read the front and it makes some kind of sense, maybe I'll make a quick little video on that later this week or something. But yeah, so we got them printing a paper that's going to start basically, I think what the meat and potatoes of part 3 is going to be about is rebellion inside the Commonwealth between the citizens when secrets start getting out. Because Max, I remember, said something to Pamela about, hey, we have $50,000 extra dollars in the fund for whatever festival type deal that they have coming up. And she was like, I have a suggestion if you're open to it. And she was like, yeah, sure. And she Max suggested doing a scholarship for less fortunate, and she's like, oh no, no, the money has to get right put back into the event. We can't do that, blah blah blah. And it's like, what is her problem with the lower class? Like, is she trying to keep them down there for a certain reason? Like, what's going on? And we come to find out too, also that list of people has like an official document listing with numbers and stuff. And there's like, I think they said over 200 names on the list that they found in that file. So something weird's going on with that. And definitely when that news breaks, I think that's going to basically be how part 3 starts out, is there's going to be a bunch of crazy, like, not necessarily rebellion, but I can't think of another word. Like, I think you kind of catch the drift. There's just going to be unhappiness throughout the Commonwealth through how some people are being treated, and it's going to be brought to the day. And yeah, so I think that's going to be mostly what part 3 is about. I don't know really what to make of like of Lance taking over the other communities as like outposts. Other than the fact is our group doesn't have anywhere to go right now, and all the citizens that are left in Alexandria and Oceanside, which Oceanside's fate's left to be decided, but everyone there has to submit at this point, and Hilltop's basically done. Like, kind of got to think of if you're a Marvel fan, you got to think of Thor Ragnarok. Like Asgard isn't a place that's a people. I think with the Hilltop, Maggie's starting to realize that like the Hilltop's too far done. Like you have ties to the people that are buried there, but she's got to let go of her way. Even Angela Kang talked about it. Like she's got to kind of let go of like how she thinks it needs to be and like kind of adapt. And that just kind of like hearing Angela Kang say that thought me made me think back to like when Daryl was talking to Rick in season 9. Like you got to let go of what you think that we need, and we got to look at what we need like together. Basically, I know I'm paraphrasing, but I kind of got callbacks to that when Angela Kang was saying that in the after episode. And yeah, I don't know. I think it was a really strong finale. I think it sets up quite an interesting final part of The Walking Dead. It's just crazy, guys. We only have 8 episodes left. And then also this does a really good job at the next step of setting up Maggie and Negan's spin-off show, Isle of the Dead. And yes, that starts that up. Like I said, even though I didn't want anyone in particular to die, I think there needed to be another survivor from our group that like just kind of throwing out like if even if it ended up being Elijah, because I like the character, I think that would have been impactful enough because at this point we've gotten to see quite a bit with him. I mean, Lydia, man, I would have hated to see that, but that would have been impactful. Aaron, I don't want to see him go, but unfortunately, I think his days are limited on the show. If you had to, I don't know. So yeah, I think as far as the regular show, we won't be seeing it again till this fall. We'll probably get an actual trailer for it somewhere around Comic-Con, which I believe is in July. Not 100% sure on that, but around then. We might get a teaser trailer sometime before that, but coming up let's see, next week I'll still be kind of like watching for Walking Dead news, but we have that Fear the Walking Dead spin-off. I can't remember. It was about the submarine and the one guy that had the keys for it. Dead on the Water, I think it was called. So I'm gonna end up watching that and breaking down. I think it's a one episode thing. If it ends up being multiple, I'll watch them and I'll make videos on them for those that are interested. You guys have really like showed a lot of love for The Walking Dead on like my videos for this part, and I thank you guys for that. And I hope you guys stick around to check out the other spin-offs like Fear coming up. We got Tales of the Walking Dead this summer. I hope you guys stick around for those. Let me know if you guys are into those shows down in the comments. Let me know what you guys thought about the finale, mid-season finale. I I guess I'll give it like right around an 8-ish out of 10. Like, and I still think it was really good. I think there was little things that could have been better, but I liked it. Thought it was really good at pushing the story forward, and not only pushing the story forward, raising new questions like, okay, now what? Like, what does this all mean? Like, how is this going to end? Because I didn't, you know, I didn't see Lance taking over those outposts. I thought maybe Lance was going to die this episode. I mean, if Lance would have died this episode, I would count that as a big death, even though it wasn't from our group. Like, he's a big character. Lance is really, Lance in the shows has really outperformed Lance in the comics. I'm really impressed. The guy, I can't think of the actor's name that plays him offhand, but he's done a great job. Phenomenal job. I don't know. Really strong second part of season 11. I would put it higher than part one for sure, for sure. And I just think, yeah, I just think it was a really good mid-season for what they were telling it. And someone that knows the comics, I think they did a really good job. Fresh, but relative to the comic ideas, it was really cool. Anyways, let me know what you guys thought about this part B, about this finale and all that. Let me know if you guys are gonna be checking out the spin-offs, because I'm would love to cover them. I did that last fall with The Walking Dead World Beyond and the first part of season 7. If you guys need to catch up on season 7 of Fear at all, I have video breakdowns for pretty much all of them. I think I might have missed an episode or two because I was want to starting up the channel. But yeah, well, I think that's all I got for you guys today. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace.